Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and hello, depending on where you are in the world today. My name is Robbi Astral and welcome to Robbi Tek. Today we've got an interesting unboxing and overview of a microphone. I've personally needed a microphone myself for such things as podcasts, capturing instrument play, as well as just as a general microphone that isn't reliant on the small microphone that you find in your webcams today. Something of a little bit better quality and a lot more flexibility is what I was after. So that led me to, after doing a bit of research, finding myself a microphone that was fitting all the parameters that I was looking at and wasn't going to break the bank. So without a moment's further ado, let's look at the microphone that we're talking about today. And it's right here. It's your Blue Yeti. Quite an interesting box, a lot of emojis and whatnot. They like to classify it as the ultimate professional USB microphone with 4 settings and infinite possibilities. Just on a side glance, the Blue Yeti, so it's produced by Blue and it's called the Yeti microphone, just to clarify. So the Blue Yeti has been around for a number of years and it has received rave reviews. So I'm not expecting to be disappointed by this product. At the very least, I'm just here to show you what you get in the box and also just to summarize and validate what the reviews have spoken of pertaining to this microphone itself. So the Yeti is a USB based microphone, so it connects directly to your computer. In that case, you've got direct sound going through there. There's no need for mixers or amplifiers of any such additional equipment. And the great thing about this is, combined with the fact that it's got really powerful condensers, it should give you a really accurate and crisp image depending on how you got it set up. That compares to that of a professional studio grade microphone. The good thing about it being USB is you don't need that additional equipment to run it, and file formatting is rather simple. You just open up the program that you're intending on using with your microphone, and it's as simple as just plug and play. Windows will recognize it as a microphone source. You just have to make sure that you enable it in the features itself. So let's open up the box and see what we get. Now, at first glance, it is rather heavy, so that's always a good thing regarding electronics, especially when it comes to microphones and speakers, things like that, because of the fact that unless it's filled with sand, you know you're getting, generally speaking, a high quality product. It's got a little latch here, so you just lift it up, close this and put it to the side. Now we're greeted with another box, a little slit here will allow you to open that up. And then what you're greeted with is a styrofoam box that I believe you can pull out. You've got what looks like to be a 1.5 meter or 2 meter cord at the very least. So it should allow for good flexibility from the onset. Your warranty card, as well as your ultimate USB microphone for professional recording Yeti instruction book. So if we lift that out, then we are greeted with a neatly packaged microphone. I believe it's already connected to the stand. So let's take it out and have a closer look, people. Very snugly in place. And as we pull it out, I'll pop this aside here. We find ourselves with a microphone that's inverted. So the first thing we'll do is make sure that the clasps are loose so that you're not messing the thread up itself. And here she is in all her glory. So the Yeti, it comes with 3 14mm condenser capsules which have been tuned specifically inside the microphone itself. These enable for the 4 versions of recording that you can do with the Yeti microphone. We'll get more into how you can record with the Yeti in a second as we run through the microphone itself. It has a mic gain, which is physically located on the Yeti itself, which is really nice, where you can turn the gain up. It's essentially like a volume knob where it'll pick up more sound or less sound. You always want to have the gain as low as possible so it's only picking up the sound necessary. Otherwise it can be super sensitive, but if you're going for, say, a whole room's atmosphere, then turning up that gain, it'll pick up a pinprick drop from the other side of the room. On this side as well, it's got your 4 polar pattern selection knob. So this allows you to switch between your recording modes such as stereo, cardioid, omnidirectional or bidirectional. It has a stand which it comes with, which is really convenient, and I have to say, not too shabby. Borderline on the stylish side of things. If you don't like the color of the Yeti, it does come in other colors, as well as better variants and worse variants of this general variety of Blue Yeti. Obviously, it's not blue. In this case, it's sort of a gold silver. On the other side, it's got a physical mute button located on the mic itself, which is also very handy to have. You don't have to fumble in case you need to mute the mic instantaneously. And it also has a master volume knob for any additional peripherals such as your headphones that you would connect to it for 0 latency sound. Underneath, it has a connection point for those headphones that we just spoke of regarding the volume knob, as well as a standard mic connection available for it, so you don't have to have it on the stand itself, or for that matter an expensive boom dock mic setup where you've got that hand that swivels around. I suggest just going to your local music store and getting yourself one of those El Cheapo microphone stands. They generally come with a connection like this, which is universal, and this universal hole here will allow you to connect that to there and this onto your mic stand, and you can set that up whichever way you like. Also underneath, it's got your USB mini jack, and that's the jack that you insert the USB cable into on one side, and the other side applicably goes to your computer, be it PC or Mac in this case, as it's both compatible for PC and Mac. The great thing about this microphone is it doesn't require any additional drivers to set up. It should, just in theory, be plug and play and recognized by Windows 10 instantaneously. It has both XP to Windows 8 support as well as Windows 10 support available. So essentially, there are no recording rules per se. There are only guidelines. If it sounds good, then it sounds good. Keeping that in mind, like mentioned previously, there are 4 recording modes available, both stereo, cardioid, omnidirectional, and bidirectional. And I'm going to just elaborate over those 4 settings and quickly explain what they allow for you to do while recording. So stereo mode probably needs the least explanation. It has a broader range that's available to yourself regarding what it picks up, from both left to right specifically to then forward and back. It can be used for things such as vocals, ensemble choirs, as well as instruments if you so desire. Cardioid is one of my favorite settings, and what it allows is a closed up section that protrudes to yourself, similar to stereo, but a little more limited in its scope. As well as vocals and instrument recording, it's good for podcasts as well as voiceovers. Omnidirectional, on the other hand, has the largest breadth of scope regarding its availability to record, and it's good for such things as orchestras, as well as field recordings and conference calls. And the last mode of recording is bidirectional. Bidirectional has a scope that limits you from forward to back, or forward to back, depending on how you look at the microphone itself. And what that means is that it has the availability to record such things as vocal duets, as well as instruments, but also interviews in an effective fashion, where you find you don't require additional mics. You can just have someone that you're interviewing on one side of you while you're sitting on the other side, and the mic in between, and it'll pick up both directions of the voices coming through to the mic itself. Again, this coupled with the fact that it's directly connected to your computer, so such programs off the bat, if you're looking for a decent program to utilize the microphone with, I would suggest open source software such as Audacity. That's Audacity, Audacity. It's one of the most powerful tools out there regarding music creation that's open source and available to the public. And I would suggest getting that at the beginning, especially just to test your mic out itself. You want to find that setting that you don't want to be sitting there and streaming for 8 hours straight to realize that your mic gain could have been turned up a little bit more, or that your gain's so high that your little brother's being picked up in the room 3 doors down. You just have to remember one additional thing, and that's pending the type of recording you're doing, understand what direction you've got the mic facing. So the blue logo on the mic is the front of the mic. So if the mic then suggests for you to have the front of the mic facing in a certain direction, make sure that you recognize that the blue logo itself is the front of the mic. For me personally, I find that the best setting is to set it up in a fashion that it's slightly on the upkeep, but still directing the front of the mic outwards and portraying it, and then through a cardioid perspective, which is like so, it'll pick up everything quite clearly. If I need to go to a more podcast style of a approach, then I will lift that up. I'll bring it in closer to me, and now you understand why the microphone's in every one of those podcast spaces every time they record themselves as well. Okay guys, so I hope this is painting the picture regarding the Blue Yeti and its functionality and how it works exactly. If you had all found this video useful, please hit the like and or subscribe button. I appreciate all the support. It's a free way for you to show your support, and I greatly appreciate it. The Blue Yeti, on the other hand, value for money for what you get. Very, very flexible, as opposed to other mics in its category, where you may not have the same functionality that's available to the Blue Yeti, or if you do, they just tend to cost 2 or 3 times the amount. I'm very happy with it. I would have preferred perhaps it coming in the color black. Unfortunately, black wasn't available at the time. Now it comes in a wide range of colors that's available for every user's taste buds. And yeah, so what more to say is thank you for your continuing support at Robbi Tek. If you subscribe for more videos, and they should be sooner rather than later, it gives me ammunition to provide this type of content that's true and honest and isn't sugar-coated by people's agendas. So yeah, hit that like button, please subscribe, and my name is Robbi Tek from Robbi Tek, signing out.